If you have ever played modded Minecraft, then you should know by now how messy a base can get. There's so much stuff that's added and it's so easy to lose track of aesthetics. So far, our playthrough has been a lot like others, where we focus mostly on the grind and little on how the place looked. Eventually, it'll probably end up looking like this if we don't change things up. We wanted to stray away from a yard sale for this playthrough, so for this stream, we started giving out some ideas on what we could build to make the place look nice. Phoenix had built a model of what the base might look like, and Allie was in a single player world letting her ideas run wild. I didn't contribute much to the design at the start since, well, all my stuff ends up looking like a square at some point. So I left that to them, and I started looking into making a tool forge. A big base needs a lot of resources, and a tool forge will let us make better tinker's tools to collect more blocks and items, and make building a lot easier, so I thought that this was the right path to take. Which brings us to yet another rabbit hole. This is going to be a common thing if you haven't realized already. The tool forge needs aluminum plates, which needs steel, which needs a brick blast furnace, which needs a whole bunch of dust. The quest book was at least nice enough to give the exact number of items we would need, so I took note, then quickly began throwing as much as I could into the macerator. While that was running, I went out to do a little bit of mining. I needed to visit 2 different ore veins since gypsum and calcite will be needed for the blast furnace. So I mined up at least enough to complete the related quests and went back to base to start cooking everything. Some people might not like the grind of extra packs, but I do. It's always fun for me to have a goal in mind, and even if it's really expensive and grindy, the time spent solving problems to make things easier is nice to look back on. I guess I'm one of those, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey kind of people. Anyways, there's a lot of processing going on here. Ores were grinding, dusts were being washed, bricks were being cooked. We had a very janky steam setup, but it was getting the job done. We did run out of gypsum at some point, so I had to go back to the ore vein for some more. I didn't get too much, just enough to get the blast furnace done, and then I went back to the grind. What really helped us here was this work table block. It's pretty much a crafting table that has its own inventory and can remember the stuff you make in it. It was a lot easier making the concrete and fire bricks with it, since it also worked with non-stackable items, like water buckets. And in no time, we made all of the fire bricks we needed, and then the blast furnace was completed. I wanted to get the steel going right away, so I cleared an area next to the coke ovens and set it up. We're going to want more blast furnaces later on because they're really slow. We usually end up with around 4 of them, but even just one is a good start. While the steel was cooking, I did a little bit of cleaning up around the place. Getting rid of some of these trees would help. I also went for an iron vein since we were low, and the rest of the time was spent throwing everything I needed into the macerator. And after only a short 40 minutes, we get our first batch of steel. With this, we were now able to craft the alumite dust, bringing us that much closer to the tool forge. I'm looking back at the stream, and I realize now that I could have saved so much time earlier. I had looted a steel chest plate on the very first day, which could have been broken down into more than enough steel dust. I was wearing it to keep me safe, but I completely forgot about it when it could have been really useful. Oh well, we can at least call it a good learning lesson for next time. And we did get the blast furnace out of it, so I'd say it was still good progress either way. Anyways, we had the alumite plates now, and the next step was to get seared stone. So I put a bunch of cobblestone into the smeltery. And of course, we run out of lava. So here I go on a visit to the nether portal, which still had some lava near it. And with the lava, we had seared stone. And then finally, the tool forge. The first tools I made with it were a lumber axe to cut trees down in one swing, and a hammer to mine blocks in a 3x3 shape. Our next major goals would be the steam macerator multi-block and steam oven, which would let us process 8 or 9 items at a time and really speed things up. We'd also want to look into making more blast furnaces, since we'll be needing a lot of steel as we get closer to the LV tier of the mod pack. But all of this would have to be for next time. For now though, thanks for your time and support. Don't stay up too late. Take care. See ya.